The AI workflow conversion. 3 steps to take one AI workflow out of your head and into the business. There is a specific moment I see in founder conversations about AI. I ask how they are using it, they describe something genuinely useful, and then I ask whether anyone else on the team could replicate it the same way. The answer is almost always no. Not because the process is complicated, because it has never been written down. It lives in the founder's instincts, runs through their judgment, and produces an output that feels like evidence the tool is working. What it is not producing is a system. This protocol is for one workflow, the one you use most often and own most completely. 3 steps to move it out of your head and into the business where it can run without you. After completing these 3 steps, you should have one named workflow documented with a clear written standard that has been successfully transferred to your team or identified for further refinement. Step 1 is to identify the right workflow. Not every AI use is worth converting. The right workflow has 3 qualities. It runs repeatedly, at least monthly. Its output quality varies when someone else attempts it, and the founder is currently the one who produces it most consistently. One question to find it is which AI-supported task, if it ran at the same standard without you, would have the highest compounding impact on the business over the next 2 quarters. Name it specifically, not content or client communications, but the specific task, the specific output. A workflow you cannot name clearly is a workflow you cannot document. Step 2 is to extract the standard. The reason AI workflows stay in founders' heads is not that the steps are complex. It is that the standard has never been articulated, not the steps. The standard defined 3 things. What does a good output look like? What would disqualify one? What context does the AI need at the start that only you currently provide? Write this in 1 paragraph. If it takes more than that, the standard is not yet clear enough to transfer. Clarity here is the test. If you cannot write it clearly, you cannot transfer it consistently. Lastly, step 3 is to run the transfer test. Give the written standard and the workflow prompt to one other person. Do not walk them through it. Let them run it independently. If the output meets the standard, the workflow has transferred. Document it, move it into regular rotation, and remove yourself from the single point role. If it does not, the gap between the output and the standard is the missing piece still living in your head. Name it, add it to the written standard, and run the test again. The transfer test is not a one-time event. It is the mechanism that converts a founder dependency into a business capability, one iteration at a time. Summary. The goal is not to automate yourself out of the business. It is to stop being the single point of failure for the parts of the business that AI was supposed to make more resilient. 1 workflow, 1 written standard, 1 transfer test. Most founders have not done this yet, which means the compounding has not started. It starts when the first one clears. New here? This is the deep dive edition of your weekly ally. While our Tuesday newsletter covers the strategy, these Friday pieces go further into the tactics and the work behind. Subscribe to get the full playbook delivered every week.